Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about, does your ex want revenge? Okay, so this is a topic that I don't think I've really covered before.
No.
But I was thinking that it would be a good one to discuss because I got a good email about someone and this situation. I'll get into that in a minute. But you know, one of the things that happens is when people are hurt or they're angry, they do think about revenge.
Yes, they do.
And they fantasize about it.
Yes, they do.
Maybe you did something to upset them, they felt wronged or slighted or abused or neglected.
Or scorned.
They may think about how to get back at you. Mm-hmm. And you know, we are human. We have fantasies. We have unconscious desires. And, you know, I think Freud would say one of them is aggression.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. What I'm going to say is that you hope that the fantasy will discharge the anger. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't.
So, yeah, your ex may be angry at you. Every situation is completely different. Some of you guys may be thinking, well, my ex isn't angry at me. Well, maybe they're not. But it's good to consider because they might be angry at you.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
And depending upon the scenario, maybe them lashing out or acting upon it, maybe they do want you to see them with somebody new. Maybe they do want to hurt you during the breakup. Mm-hmm. We can't say that that's not going on because
we can't.
It does happen
Sure
sometimes.
It does.
You know, this video, we have a more extreme situation of somebody that was hurt and wanted to get their revenge, right? But I think there's a little bit more to it than that I'm going to share at the end.
Okay.
That I mentioned to you a little bit earlier. Okay, so let me just get into the email. And they said, "Dear Coach Craig Kenneth, please don't judge me for what I'm about to tell you." And everybody's got their popcorn out like, I'm ready to judge.
Right. Yeah.
"I've been catfishing my ex-boyfriend as a revenge for hurting me." Okay, so the good thing about this email is you're actually going to see it from the perspective of the person that's wanting revenge.
Yeah, and thank God that person is reaching out. That's good.
Yeah, this probably made them feel better. "Before I continue, thank you for all the videos you put out to help others, for your dedication and your time. I feel pathetic. It's been almost 2 years, and my relationship woes still bring me back to your videos. No offense." None taken. And, you know, we are always trying to teach you guys about, self-development and personal growth.
Yes, great.
And so even long after your breakup or getting back with somebody, you should continue to work and learn new things, right? "Your videos are certainly on autoplay many nights as I drift into sleep. You should have a donation option for people who haven't signed up for email or Skype coaching, but would like to contribute to your as appreciation."
Huh.
It's been 2 years and I still have never set one up.
I never thought about it.
People ask me to do it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the thought.
Yeah, thank you for the thought. That's considerate. "Here's the backstory to how I've came to catfish my ex. I met my ex through online dating. Now both of them are in their 40s. Things got intense fast. We agreed to be exclusive, deactivated both of our online dating profiles. Then he started to withdraw and pull away only 4 months into the relationship. I was surprised and hurt, because he seemed to have liked me so much and I was falling for him. I caught him back online dating and suspect he met someone. After he hid a picture of us on his social media, we argued and he said he wanted to keep his options open. I told him goodbye and went no contact. Okay, so she was hurt.
They
she
had
was
agreed.
angry.
They had agreed to be exclusive. I think it's important that they had agreed, so that had been discussed. Okay?
Yeah. The relationship was short-lived, but still very painful for me. I found your videos, and many of them resonated with me. I listened to you morning and night. I experienced several dark months as I was so sad over the breakup, over my fantasied future with him. I wasn't sure if he would ever reach out to me, but secretly hoped that he would. Half a year later, just as I got over him, he texted and said he missed me.
That's because she got over him. He could tell over the airwaves.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Yes.
I was giddy and thrilled, but from what I learned after watching your videos, I kept things happy and simple.
Good.
We began dating again. He seemed different in a good way. I can tell our time apart made him miss me, and I really felt in my heart that he really liked me and was happy to have me back. We planned trips and talked about moving in together. We had several serious talks about our needs and honoring each other. However, no less than 3 months in, he had to take a trip to his hometown, and the despicable happened. I found evidence that he was with his ex-girlfriend. I couldn't believe he fooled me again. How, when he brought me around his friends and family, texted and called me all the time, said he loved me and boldly wanted to hear I loved him in return. He was attentive to me, and we talked about future plans, etc. Well, you can imagine how angry she would be.
Yes.
After, 6 months, he comes back again. It
Then
looks
he's all
great.
lovey-dovey. Yep,
And
looks
then
great.
he's
Does
with
it
his
again.
ex.
How does she find out? She doesn't tell us.
He said she found evidence, but she didn't say how.
No,
I'm
she
guessing some kind of online stalking.
Right.
I felt so hurt, betrayed, humiliated, and deceived. So you could see why she's wanting revenge.
Oh, sure.
I cried a lot and pitied myself. For the next 6 months, he would reach out. I can have him back if I forgive and forget, but I'm unable to do. I ignored him at first, but finally responded and asked him to stop. Our second breakup has been much more detrimental to me. It's been months and months, and I'm still stuck in this rut, feeling sad and angry. I think that's normal. What do you think?
I think so too.
It can take you a long time to get over a breakup and the idea, the fantasy that you have when you're dating somebody that you think all these great things are going to happen with you, and then when it's over and it's done, it's devastating. I'm nowhere ready to date and I have no interest, but feeling lonely and curious, I joined online dating.
You had every right to do it.
I posted a profile. Everything is me except the photos, though she looks similar to me. So she created a profile with everything except the photos, and it was somebody that looked like her.
Yep. Clever.
I had no intentions of catfishing my ex, but I took the opportunity when he initiated contact with my online personality.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll call her Jane. I haven't disguised my personality, interest, or style of writing, so not sure if he has any suspicions it's me. He is very responsive to Jane and asked to meet her. I feel a little guilty that he seems hopeful of Jane. Without getting into details, I think he also is recovering from our breakup. he seems to allude about me and our breakup with Jane. That's interesting. Now, because we don't have the details, part of me is wondering if she's projecting her fantasy onto that he's struggling over this breakup too.
It's very hard to know.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of details there, but it's the first thing that crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I know most people feel catfishing is cruel and disgusting. It's pretty cruel, yeah. However, I've somehow justified it to myself that he deserves it because he deceived me. What are your thoughts?
Well, she's trying to restore justice in the universe. Most of the time we human beings aren't good at that, but I hear you.
I know I need to move on and probably need therapy for the hurt. But in the meantime, I'm not sure how I will end my catfish saga. I have fantasies of telling him he's been catfished and how does it feel to be deceived. Laugh in his face and delete my profile.
I hope you enjoy the fantasy.
Well, she doesn't know what to do here.
Yeah.
Or I fade away as so many online relationships do and never communicate with him again. Coach Craig, what is your take on this? I'm a good person, but I want him to understand how he made me feel. Okay, this is a tough one, Margaret. This is a moral dilemma, right? And, you know, she has several different ways she could go about this. She can own up to it. She could say something cruel and say, I got you back. Or she could just leave it alone and let it fade away.
That would be my preference, because it's not going to have a happy ending, right? It's built on too much craziness and too much anger. My advice to her right off the bat is end this before it gets you into some kind of trouble.
So you're saying maybe she should just delete the profile and just vanish?
Yeah. Let it go. I can tell you, every time, you have to say she is devilishly clever, and you have to kind of smile with her. I mean, she did do a very clever thing, but somehow there's too much of a charge for it, and I've never seen anything like this have a happy ending. What's her name? I don't know.
Well, she's going by Jane.
Well, she's other than Jane.
She's going
to Jane, by Jane to him.
Yeah, she did. She said that she called her Jane.
Yeah.
She didn't give her name in the email here. Well, I mean, okay. So what are the other options? Tell him, and then she'll feel, like, haha, I one-upped you in your face. But then she'll probably feel pretty bad afterwards, and then now he knows it was her. Right? Like if she says it was me and I got you all along, I catfished you. Or,
but we don't know
come clean and tell him the truth.
How stable he is either. And I don't think she wants to risk unknown wrath from a guy who couldn't be truthful for 3 or 4 months.
That's true too. We don't
I'm being
know
protective of her.
how safe he is.
No, we don't.
Obviously he really hurt you. He got your hopes up, got you excited and looking forward to whatever you thought was going to happen, and then he lied to you again. And so, it's a moral dilemma.
Yeah.
It's not something we would recommend doing.
No. And if you want to look at it as a moral dilemma, 2 wrongs don't make a right. But they could give us at least a few minutes of feeling like we restored justice to the universe. Mm-hmm. But I've never seen that work either. We human beings can't do that. Mm-hmm. Unfair happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or maybe she could, there's always the possibility she could send him a message like, next time he messages her, just wanted to let you know that I've moved on and I found somebody, and then I'm leaving this dating site, and then just disappear. She could say something like that.
And I'm moving to, I don't know, Dubai with my new wealthy husband.
Yeah. She could say something like that. That might make her feel a little bit better. I suppose that would be better than in your face, I played you for a fool.
Yeah. I played you back, yeah. There are 2 other things I'd like to say, though. I want to quote the famous philosopher Stevie Nicks. I don't know if you know Stevie Nicks, but
the singer?
Yeah.
She's a philosopher?
Yes, she is. she sang with Fleetwood Mac, and she had a long solo career.
I like Fleetwood Mac.
I do too.
Actually, I'm going to see Fleetwood Mac in February.
I like Stevie Nicks.
Do too. Stand back.
See that? She said, thunder only happens when it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
Players only love you when they're playing, which would kind of apply to him. It sort of sounds like he does a little juggling act here, that he never sort of has just one person. Okay? So I'm just going to remind her that the philosopher Stevie Nicks is often right, and is often quoted on this line. In fact, recently I'm told that Taylor Swift played around with the line. She didn't quite steal it, but she used it, and she's friends with Stevie Nicks, I also hear. The other thing I would say, I would ask her to think about, is what is it about this guy that makes it so hard to resolve the feelings and move on? Who does he remind you of? Who might he remind you of? Is there someone else who deceived you in a similarly humiliating way? Because I think it's interesting that she used that word. Being humiliated is a horrible experience. So I would ask her to think about dad, male, relatives, other boyfriends, anybody she knows who might remind her of this guy, because there may be an unresolved loss behind this. Okay?
There's something there that she was so charged.
Yeah,
maybe
I think so.
Maybe it's just part of the fantasy of who she thought it was gonna, where she thought it was gonna go, and who she thought he was.
Yeah.
But you know, I would end this and get out of it, and I would not recommend, hey, I got you back, this is revenge.
No.
I wouldn't do that. If anything, I'd say I found somebody and I'm getting serious.
But
I'm getting off the
did we
site.
enjoy a moment with you because your cleverness worked? I will have to confess that we did.
And it does feel a little bit nice, but at the same time, you feel kind of guilty too.
And you do, to your credit. And I'm glad you reached out.
But, you know, we do fantasize about getting revenge and getting back at somebody that hurts us in life. And sometimes we act upon it, and sometimes we let it go.
Right.
And obviously, you know, your ex might be in a situation where they're really hurt or angry at what you did, and maybe they're trying to rub something in your face.
I'm being protective. No way do I see, and I have an instinct for this after all these years, no way do I see a happy ending here.
Okay. Well, maybe she'll get her happy ending by finding somebody else with her real picture.
That's right.
And another...
And who really loves her the way she deserves to be loved.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So a lot to think about for this situation. Of course, when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching. Feel
free to sign up with me. I love to hear from you. Don't hesitate.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and put a like on the video. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.